Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me on the mat. My name is Cassandra, and I'm going to take you through this 30-minute morning yoga flow. So just a nice, gentle, stretchy way to help you get started with the day. No props required. Great for all experience levels. We're going to begin kneeling, and if possible, you can do this from a toe squat. So just tucking the toes under as you let your hips rest down on your heels, waking up the bottom of those feet. And if it's too much, just keep your toes pointed out behind you. We're going to interlace our hands, flipping the grip as we lift palms, arms up towards the sky, opening through the chest. Let yourself have a nice back bend here as you lift up. And now pushing those knuckles forward, round and contract, chin to chest, broadening through the upper back. Go ahead and lift yourself up. Grab a hold of that left wrist as you reach over towards the side into your side bend. And we'll find our side bend the other way, grabbing a hold of that right wrist, going up and over. All the way back through to center. Take a little cactus stretch as you open the arms. And we'll release, point the toes, shake out the feet. Should be feeling it here, rolling the ankles. From tabletop pose, let's just stretch that right leg back behind us. Push out into that right heel. So breathing in and out through your nose, slow and steady. And now you can cross that right foot over towards the bottom left corner of your mat. Think of pushing out into your right hip and look back towards that right foot. So adding this like banana shape through the body, big side bend. Coming back through to center, step that right foot all the way out to the side. I have my foot, my knee, and my hip all in one line as I lift myself up into gate pose. Left arm will reach up and over. I really do love to do a lot of side bending in the morning. I find it to be really helpful for my lower back. Really great way to energize and get that deep stretch that we need. Coming all the way back through to center, a little counter stretch here. Left hand can come down to the floor. Right arm reaches up overhead. Think of reaching your fingertips further away from the toes, still pushing down into that right foot. And continue to roll this down, tabletop pose onto hands and knees. Before we do this the other way, we're going to take a few rounds of cat and cow. Inhale, drop the belly, curl tailbone up. Exhale. Round and contract. And drawing that lower belly in. Twice more here. Inhale, back bend. Exhale. Last one, breathing in and out. Find your neutral tabletop pose. We step that left foot back, push into your left heel. So just waking up, stretching along our calf into the back of the ankle. And if you've practiced more in the morning with me before, you know we use this to set our intention for the day. And let's cross that left foot over towards the bottom right corner of the mat. Push out into your left heel and start to look back towards that left foot. So to set our intention, we just ask ourselves how we want our day to go, what we want to focus on, what matters to us right now. Coming back through to center into our gate pose, you're going to step that left foot out to the side in line with the hip before lifting yourself up. We slide the left hand down the leg, right arm reaches up and over. Into your counter stretch, right fingertips to the floor, left arm reaches. Continue to circle that hand down, tabletop pose. 3 more rounds of cat and cow. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze, tailbone up. Exhale, round and contract. Twice more. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. And let's find our first downward facing dog. You can walk your hands a couple inches past your shoulders before tucking the toes under, lifting the hips up and back. And this is morning time for me as I'm filming this as well. My first real practice of the day. So very normal for the body to be stiffer than usual. Take your time here, paddling out the legs, bending one knee, straightening the opposite leg, maybe turning your head side to side a little bit. Think of straightening your arms, reaching your chest back towards your thighs. Let's extend our right leg up towards the sky. Bend your right knee, open up that hip. Give yourself a big thigh stretch here. And we'll step our foot to the outer edge of our right hand. So both palms to the inside of that leg. And you can just rock back and forth a little bit here, adding a little buoyancy through the pelvis as we invite those hip flexors to open up a little bit more. Let's bring that back knee down to the mat. Still melting and pressing those hips back. We'll add just a little bit of a twist here. Right hand can come onto that right thigh and think of pushing away as you roll your right shoulder back. One more breath. And facing forward again, we're going to lift ourselves up. So lift the chest up into our side low lunge. You're going to pivot so that the left toes now point out towards the long edge of your mat. And as you bend into that right knee, you can use your right hand to press it open a little bit wider. So it's almost like a warrior two stance, but with our back knee to the mat. Straightening that leg. We're coming back into gate pose. We're going to do it a little bit differently this time. So pivot to have that right foot pointed towards the top of the mat. Find your gate pose stretch. And now this time when we come into our counter stretch, left hand will come down, right arm will go straight up towards the sky, and see if you can also lift that right leg off the mat. Maybe this is where you'd like to stay. If you'd like to go deeper into it, find your bind, bending into your right knee, grabbing a hold of that foot and kicking the foot into the hand to give yourself a really big thigh stretch here. Stretching into the shoulder at the same time. Let's carefully release the bind. We come back with that leg lifted. Let's bring that foot down. Roll your right hand down to the mat, spin yourself back. Instead of going directly towards the top of the mat, come up onto that heel, so lift the toes off the mat. I'm pointed in a diagonal towards the top left corner of my mat, and then I'm going to start pressing my hips back, getting a big hamstring stretch, walking and crawling the fingertips out in front of me. You can definitely bend into that right knee here. Think of almost digging and pushing that right heel into the floor. Stretching in all directions here. And we'll lift ourselves back up, continue to face forward towards the top of the mat, and we find our downward facing dog from here. Right foot steps back to the left. Before we go to the other side, let's take a little variation on a flow. Inhale forward to plank pose. Exhale, lower all the way to your stomach. Point the toes back, push into the hip bones. Inhale, chin, chest, and hands come off the mat. Exhale to lower down, baby cobra twice more. Upper body lifts, keep pushing into the toes. Exhale to lower. Last one. And just slide your form out in front of you. Take a little Sphinx pose, stretch here. Still really think of pushing down into pubic bone, into those hip bones, so that you're not collapsing through your lower back, and really pulling your heart forward. A little bit of strength challenge from here. Let's find our forearm plank. Tuck the toes under, lift the hips off of the mat. Think of tucking the pelvis in a little bit so that we're not swaying through our lower back, keeping the hips low. 3 deep breaths, just building up a little bit of heat in the body. Great way to energize. 1 last deep breath here. And bring your knees down to the floor. Press your hips back towards your heels, stretching your arms out in child's pose. Asking yourself what your intention is for the day ahead. I usually like to just choose 1 word, or maybe you have 1 positive affirmation that comes to mind. And we'll find that sequence on the other side. So let's all meet back in downward dog. Hands shoulder width distance apart, feet hip width distance apart. Let's extend our left leg up to the sky, bend that knee, open up that hip, and we'll step it to the outer edge of our left hand. So both palms to the inside of that leg. Stay lifted in this first variation. Just any little movements and adjustments here that feel good. Trying to invite those hips to open up a little, especially if you'll be sitting a lot today. You can let your right knee come down to the floor. Maybe add a little bit of a twist here as you bring your left hand to your thigh. Think of pushing that leg away from you. Looking over that left shoulder. Still push down into that big left toe so you're not completely opening. Releasing back through to center. Let's find that side low lunge. So as you lift up, my right toes are now going to point towards the long edge of the mat. I'm going to lean and press down into those hips and push my left knee and thigh open to the side. So big external hip rotation here through that left hip. Straighten your left leg, turn those left toes in. Simple variation of our gate pose. We've been here before. Right arm reaches up and over. But now let's add on with our counter stretch. This is like a modified side plank. Right hand comes down, left arm goes up, and let's lift that left leg off the floor. Maybe you hold here, working on strength through that side hip, or you can add your bind, grabbing a hold of that foot behind you, kicking the foot into the palm, opening up through your chest. Always make sure you can maintain a good quality of breath. Let that be what guides your movement. We'll slowly release. Left foot comes down to the floor. Circle that top arm, and we're going to face over towards that corner of the mat. I'm going to lift my left toes off the floor. I'm going to start pressing my hips back towards my right heel, and at the same time, I'm going to crawl fingertips and arms out. And again, maybe you want to play with bending and straightening that left leg a couple times if that feels good. Big hamstring stretch here, digging down through that left heel. And we press and lift ourselves up, facing the front of the mat. We find downward facing dog. Left foot goes back. And we take that little variation of our vinyasa just by coming forward to plank before lowering all the way down. 3 baby cobras here. Anchor through the lower body. Upper body lifts up and comes down. Twice more, up and down. Inhale, lift. and lower. And find your Sphinx pose. Slide those elbows out in front of you. Push down into the hips before lifting and pulling your heart forward. Just a slight tuck of the chin to chest to keep the back of the neck long. Let's meet in that forearm plank. 3 full deep breaths. Feel free to keep your knees down on the mat if you prefer. Just try not to have your hips too high. Keep them low. You'll really feel your abs turn on this way. Last deep breath. Into child's pose. Knees come down. Press your hips back towards your heels. Keep those arms out in front of you. Last breath here. Let's meet downward facing dog. We'll go into a standing flow from here. 3-legged dog again. Right leg extends up. Bend your knee, open up your hip. And let's come into a high lunge. Right foot steps between the palms at the top of the mat. Feet are hip width distance apart, lifting ourselves up from here. So I'm going to bend a little bit, or quite a lot actually, into my back knee because I really want to feel my hips stack themselves directly underneath my shoulders. So I'm bringing my shoulders back, finding a deep bend in that back knee to really stretch into those quads and into the hip flexors. You're going to inhale, stretch up a little bit more. And as you exhale, straighten the back leg, tilt, and reach your arms back. So inhale, bend that back knee, high lunge. Exhale, straighten and tilt. Twice more. Inhale up and exhale to reach. Squeeze the shoulder blades behind you. Last one. And we reach. This time as you inhale, reach the arms up and we're going to find warrior 2. Back foot spins parallel to the shorter edge of your mat. Arms open up, palms facing down. Think of squeezing that right knee open. Sinking the hips even lower. Let's reverse. Left hand down, right arm up. Into your extended side angle. Option 1, you're just going to bring your right forearm or your right elbow onto your thigh. Think of rolling that left shoulder back. I'm going to add a little half bind. So my left hand is going to go towards my lower back, maybe reaching for that thigh crease as I open my chest. You can also do this, version 2, with the fingertips down on the floor. Try not to collapse down to the mat. Really think of opening out to the side, almost like you're trying to face up towards the ceiling. And now from here, can we lift ourselves back up? Release the arms, straighten that front leg, find your triangle pose. Right hand down, left arm up. Think of growing taller through this pose, stretching the crown of your head up and out. Looking down towards the mat, let's frame our front foot into your easy twist. Back heel comes off the mat, right arm extends up. Let's take our full vinyasa this time. Find plank pose, inhale. Exhale, lower. Cobra, roll the shoulders back, lift. Exhale, downward facing dog. Getting ready for this flow on the second side. Left leg comes up, bend your left knee, open up your hip. We find our high lunge. Left foot goes between the palms. Feet are hip width distance apart. And as you lift yourself up here, think of bending this back knee generously, rolling and bringing that chest back a little bit. We alternate, inhale here, exhale, tilt, straighten the back leg, reach the arms back. Inhale, bend that right knee. And exhale, to reach. Twice more. Last one. High lunge. To your tilt. We go from here into warrior two. So lift the arms up, spin that back heel parallel to the shorter edge of your mat. Arms are open out, palms facing down. Press that left knee open. And let's reverse. Right hand down, left arm up. Extended side angle. Maybe start by just bringing that elbow to your thigh, and you can bring that right hand to your lower back or reaching for that inner thigh crease. Roll that right shoulder back behind you. Maybe bring left fingertips down to the floor. If you have the range of motion, don't force it. If you can't breathe in the pose, you know you've gone too far. It's good to challenge ourselves, but not to push so much that we can't find the space and the expansion that we're trying to cultivate. Let's lift ourselves all the way back up. Open out the arms, triangle pose, straighten that front leg, send your hips back. Right arm extends up towards the sky. Looking down at the floor, we find our flow. Plank pose first before we lower. Inhaling into a little back bend, and we find our downward facing dog. Stretch everything out here in this downward dog, and we're going to find our way to pigeon pose. We'll be holding this one for a little while. You can reach that right leg up and then bring your right knee somewhere behind your right wrist. Straighten that back leg back behind you here. Find a little back bend first. Think of lifting yourself up, and then maintain this length along the spine as you pull your heart forward and down. And you can stay up on your elbows, up onto your palms. You can do the reclined pigeon pose variation if you prefer. We have a good, slow 10 deep breaths here. If you already know what your intention is for the day, you can really anchor it by internally repeating it to yourself a few times. Or if you're not quite sure, just tune in with yourself. Maybe try not to overthink it or overcomplicate it. What comes up for me is the word alignment. Halfway here. Try to relax your shoulders, your neck, your jaw. And we'll slowly be lifting ourselves back up so that we can find downward facing dog. Take your time here. Feeling the difference, one side to the other. And we set ourselves up for pigeon the other way. Left leg stretches up before bringing that knee somewhere behind that wrist. Take your time to find your alignment through the pelvis and maybe find a little bit of a back bend first. Lifting, pressing up, and then stretch forward and then down. Can you let gravity do a little bit more of the work for you? So that we're not always trying to work so hard when it's not necessary. Getting a little heavier through your hips, along the spine, into your arms. 3 more breaths here. And this will be our final downward facing dog. Take your time to get there and make any little movements and adjustments that feel good. And let's come to take a seat. Extend your legs out in front of you. We'll take a seated twist so you can bend your right knee, pulling that in towards your thigh. Cross that right foot over the left leg. Use your left arm wrapping around that knee to pull it in close. Let this grow you a little taller. Right hand goes behind you, open and twist. Keep pressing your shoulders down, keeping a straight spine, finding that lift. Exhale, release. And let's go to the other side. Pull that left knee, left foot in, cross it over the right. So use your right arm wrapping around that leg to find more space, more lift. And then find your twist. No slouching. Facing forward here. Let's bring our feet flat to the floor. Palms go back behind us. Little reverse tabletop. Press and lift the hips up, stretching through your shoulders, squeezing through your seat. And coming down, soles of the feet come together, knees go apart. I'm going to do a passive butterfly fold. So I'm going to let my spine naturally round. 5 deep breaths here. Just looking for a big stretch from the crown of your head, working all the way down that posterior chain, working through the inner thighs. Push your hands into the mat, slowly start to roll and lift yourself up. And we'll come to take a seat. We'll sit in meditation for a few minutes in the morning. This is my preference over Shavasana, just because I have fallen asleep a number of times in the morning when I do that. So instead, sit up tall any way that is comfortable to you. Close your eyes. Find a natural breath rhythm. And rather than telling you to clear your mind, which may or may not happen or work, you might find it easier to focus on an anchor to quiet your thoughts. And this can be physical sensations in your body, or it can be the internal repetition of your intention, the one word you've chosen, or the short affirmation. Become a little curious. If you were to remove your sense of self, your name, your body, what would be left? What is the remaining awareness that stays present? Connecting to that inner observer, that greater you beyond the individual ego. And just staying in this space for about 2 more minutes. And bring your awareness back to the present. If you have your one-word intention, hold it in your heart. Let's bring our hands together. And we'll close this practice together by chanting Om 1 time. Let's inhale to chant. Breathe in. Thank you so much, everyone, for doing this 30-minute morning flow. I hope you feel really good and ready to begin your day in the loveliest way. If you did have an intention or an affirmation, leave it down below in the comment. I'm going with alignment today. That's what came through for me. Please subscribe, and hopefully we'll meet on the mat again tomorrow morning to start our day together with a little bit of yoga. Thanks, everyone.